Did you know that you have between 7 to 10 seconds to create the perfect first impression? That's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be looking at how to create a good first impression just by body language alone. Hi everybody, this is Dr. A, and today we're going to be talking about how to create a good first impression just by using body language alone. Now, for many of you, you may be thinking, why is this thing so important? Why is body language so important? Isn't what we say the most important thing? Well, yes and no. And what I mean by no is that everything is equally as important. Now, let me give you a situation. When you're about to meet somebody for the first time, they wouldn't just pop up in front of you and say, "Hi, I'm this." No, you'd see them from the distance first. You'd make eye contact with them and they would look at you and you would look at them. And that is when the first impression forms. But then you ask, but we can't judge a book by its cover. Well, you can't, but our brains are hardwired to do so. And I'm going to be talking about all these things within the brain itself, the research in future posts. But for today, let's have a look at the first point of meeting. The first thing that you've got to do is you've got to disarm the other person. And what I mean by that is, if a person sees something that they don't like about you and they don't trust about you, then the subsequent meetings or the subsequent meeting that you're going to have with the person is going to be filled with mistrust, even if they don't realize it. So the first thing you've got to do is you've got to disarm them. And the best weapon that we have is right here on our faces. We've got to smile. And you don't have to do a creepy smile like a you don't have to do that. But studies have shown that the smile is the perfect tool to create a bond between you and the other person. So when you meet them for the first time, just smile, and chances are they'll smile back. Now, the next thing that we've got to do is we've got to make sure that we look at them in the eye. Now, this is very, very important. It's an essential part of communication. It's an essential part of building trust. You have to meet them in the eye, as in the eye contact has to go from your eyes to their eyes. Because without that, there is no real communication. Now, I don't mean that you have to stare at them all the time and not break eye contact at all. No, you don't have to do that. In fact, it's ridiculous. You're going to be the creepy guy who wouldn't stop staring at me. But what you've got to do is you've got to create the eye contact. And this can vary between cultures. So in some cultures, you can hold their gaze for a long time without making them uncomfortable, like for example in more Western cultures. But in some of the Eastern cultures, the time is less. So you've got to know which culture you are operating in for you to be able to choose how long you are going to hold their gaze and how long they're going to hold your gaze. But it's so very important, and it's one of the most important things that you need to do when you are stressing an important point and when you want to connect with the other people. You need to have eye contact. So that's item number 2. And the last item for today that we're going to be talking about is posture. And ladies and gentlemen, posture is so very important, because again, posture is one of the first things that people see about you. So if you are displaying, for example, a lazy posture where you're just like this, you're slouching, people will immediately get the attention that you're lazy and perhaps not the best person to work with. Or you could be showing or displaying a closed body posture. And what do I mean by closed? Well, if you see this, this is you, and you are closing off yourself. And when you do this, just imagine you're talking to somebody. I know that we do this sometimes even without realizing, but imagine this. you're talking to somebody and he's going like, mm-hmm, uh-huh, mm-hmm. Would you instinctively say that this is a person who trusts you and wants to buy something from you, wants to get some service from you? Or would you say that this person doesn't quite trust me? I don't know what it is. Actually, your body knows, but you may not be trained enough to know what it is that your body knows. This generally means that you are blocking the other person from you. Now, not all the time, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So one of the things that you should avoid in body posture is the closed posture. Instead, adopt a more open body posture. So nothing in front here, and especially if you're speaking and you want to use your body language, you want to use gestures with your hands, you keep them open. And we're going to be talking about specific hand gestures that you can use while creating a powerful presentation in another talk. But for today, ladies and gentlemen, this is how you create a good first impression. Remember, 7 to 10 minutes, and 7 to 10 seconds is all you have. First step is to disarm them by smiling. Next, eye contact. And the third one is adopt an open body posture. And that is the communication tips for today. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Assalamu alaikum.